joined now by Limerick Racecourse General Manager Patrick O'Callaghan. Patrick, looking forward obviously to the start of the Mr. Binman Christmas Racing Festival here at Greenmount Park.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it in a different way, I suppose. While we won't have the crowds and we won't have, I suppose, all that goes with it, and the buzz. I suppose we still have superstars lining up here, like we would in years past for our big races. So I suppose we're looking forward to that. And sure, who knows? The next Faheen might appear out of somewhere.
Absolutely. And 4 days again this year. Obviously, you've your 4 dates again, 26th to the 29th. And the feature race on St. Stephen's Day, obviously, as you mentioned, the link to Faheen, that's really something to look forward to, isn't it, for National Hunt racing fans?
Well, absolutely, yeah. I suppose after last year's race, anyone that was here and witnessed the scenes last year will probably be, it will be a long time before they'll forget them anyway. Marvellous scenes, marvellous roar, So what we did is we actually renamed the race this year after Faheen. So this year the race is known as the Matchbook Betting Exchange Faheen Novice Chase. So the race is kindly sponsored by Matchbook Betting Exchange for a third year. So they've been good supporters of ours. Look, and some serious horses enter into that race. And look, we'll have to wait and see now come declaration time who puts their hand up,
Sure. It's going to be strange, isn't it, not having crowds here, but it's been like that for a number of months, obviously, with Irish racing. And I suppose from a racecourse point of view, you just have to get on with it and make the most of it, and hope that, sooner rather than later we get spectators through the turnstiles.
Well, look, that's it exactly. So we've been racing behind closed doors. We raced behind closed doors one day in March before the initial lockdown. When racing started up in early June, we've raced a good number of days during the year behind closed doors. I suppose we're used to it now at this stage, as much as you could ever get used to it. I suppose we're longing for the days that we'll have members of the public back racing. But I suppose, look, owners aren't even able to go racing at the moment. So I suppose an initial step will be having owners and sponsors attending. But Ash, look, you're looking forward to that sooner rather than later. But look, it's a very different situation. Do you know what I mean? Look, the way I look at it is, anybody that would have watched racing last Christmas on television will probably still do it. Anyone that would have come racing last Christmas and watched it in the flesh will probably watch it on television as well. But I'd expect a third cohort of people maybe to start taking interest in racing. People that wouldn't have viewed it before. But I suppose the fact that there'll be very little on, very little else to do, they'll be watching it. I suppose no different to, I suppose people. I suppose I've had discussions with people about hurling and Gaelic football recently that would never have maybe turned an eye at it before, but I suppose everybody's longing for some live action, and so look, that's part of that, and look, hopefully people will enjoy it,
You must be thrilled that all 28 races are sponsored this year, Patrick. Again, I mean, given the economic climate at the moment out there, you must be delighted with that.
I'm absolutely delighted. Of the 28 races sponsored, from last year, the majority of the sponsors stayed with us in some shape or form. Some just couldn't because of the nature of what happened during the year and how their businesses had been affected. Perfectly understood that as well, do you know what I mean? But no, a lot of our sponsors were in a position to support us, and I suppose the resounding kind of feedback that I would have gotten was that, yeah, we'd like to support you in some shape or form. We might be able to do what we did last year. And look, that's very reasonable. I suppose we can't offer them what we could have given them either last year, so there won't be opportunity to present prizes to owners. They won't be able to entertain clients or guests at the races. Do you know what I mean? So, look, it's just a different situation and a different year. But I suppose it's very humbling that so many stayed with us and that we were able to get a few new ones to step in and fill the gaps, and fill the breach.
Obviously, Christmas racing in Limerick is, it's a tradition going back generations at Green Park and more recently here at Greenmount. You would hope people who are missing coming racing this year will, I suppose, sit back at home, relax. You have the feature race on RTE television each of the 4 days, and obviously being carried elsewhere on the racing channel show. You would hope that people will, for this year, be happy to be at home and watch it, and maybe hopefully with a view to next year returning.
Well, look, isn't that about it, Colm? So we have the feature race showing live on RTE each day. The feature race in day 3, which is the Tim Duggan Handicap Chase, will be shown live on ITV also. And look, sure, the main thing is that people stay safe, stay out of harm's way, and look after themselves, I suppose, and try and enjoy themselves in a responsible manner. And that they'll enjoy the racing, and hopefully there'll be enough of entertainment at home without looking elsewhere.